He can't find it. Now it's also going to allow the Reyna to overheal. Good. Thank goodness for Casper to find one and another and a third for JRC and Casper.
A comfort fix.
Oh, big flash. All going to come through as well. All going to come through to follow up. That's going to be a stun coming down. That's going to be Hecarim actually being taken down here. Shutdown for the Lee Sin, and Zephrod going to walk too far forward, going to get the ult down. He will. That's going to be a Malphite out to follow up. A triple kill for Zephrod here, looking for a fourth onto the Orion. A knockup not going to hit. They might go for a turret dive. No, they're going
to out of this like little corner. And they don't even know Casper's here yet. The trigger discipline's so big.
Patience is key. Look at the trigger. Trigger discipline.
There's one. There's two. Pick it up, please. Please. I want it for you, Casper. No, he's gonna get shot down from the Marshall, but great place. Like,
be a flash invested here. Yeah, gonna go for the ult, but he doesn't realize there's two people here from the other team. All gonna come through, gonna get all three members. Zephrod clapping absolutely everyone in that fight. Gonna pass all the way back to his old fight. Yeah, gonna barely escape. Yes, he will. He's gonna get away here. Swift. Oh, he's gonna get the E, but it's not gonna be enough. Yeah, gonna be able to save here. Gonna go for the Q, and that's gonna be it. That was a beautiful triple knock up there.
It is. JRC's all coming through already. Can he find one? Yes, he does. That's exactly why they get the entry frag. Yes, Jet will answer back with one of his own. Jet answers actually back with two, but JRC, big sheriff pick to the head. Wombat gets one with the dart onto the Jet. Now in the 2-on-2. St. Clair, they know that they know where JRC is. Claude has it all lined up and ready to go. The peek there from JRC, but he wins it. Now 2-on-1 for the Saints. VCan, JRC swings on the Killjoy, finds the frag. Now a 1v1. JRC has time to work with. All he has to do is shut down this player. He spots it out, shuts it down, and that's a 7-5 half.
Has this ever happened to you? You tune in to watch Saints Gaming compete at your favorite title, but you end up missing it. Scrolling through Twitter to find results is just such a chore, and it looks like there's no easy way to find out everything you've missed. Luckily, there's a solution. Hi, Millie Bays here, and I'd like to introduce you to St. Clair's Bird's Eye View, the #1 show to keep up with everything about Saints Gaming. Get weekly recaps, see great highlights, hear exclusive interviews with players and staff, and so much more. That's Bird's Eye View, available in podcast or video form at a website near you.
Hello everybody and welcome back to some more St. Clair Saints esports. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Billbangs Wadima here for this one. Get some NACE Star League playoff action, continuing this on here on this beautiful Saturday here in Windsor, Ontario for us at least. And it is going to be St. Clair College versus ODU, Old Dominion University here, and the NACE Star League Call of Duty losers quarterfinals here, looking to play to go into this top 6 or so slot here going in after this matchup. So a lot on the line here now. This is going to be the last match that we will be broadcasting today no matter what. So good luck to the Rock League team. They're going to be playing at the same time as us here. But yeah, we got St. Clair College, Old Dominion University. How are you feeling about this one, John?
Well, we were all watching here together at St. Clair. We were watching them play on the CSL stream, and they did end up losing to ICC. They did win hardpoint in a very close one. It was a nail biter that won 250 to 246, but then they lost the search and they lost control, which was very, very surprising for us. And then they ended up losing hardpoint on Garrison. So for me, obviously, it is the first time I've seen St. Clair be taken down here. The first time they've been taken down at all throughout this entire season. So definitely surprising for us. And I think for me, I want to see their composure come back up. I want to see them, okay, yes, we did lose to ICC, but we knew ICC was a very, very strong team going in. Definitely a good chance they would lose that one. So I want to see them clean them up here. And we are going to have a set of 5 new maps here for everything, kind of a restart for us. We're going to have hardpoint on Checkmate, Moscow, Search and Destroy, Raid Control, Raid Hardpoint, and Search and Destroy on Miami. So Miami finally making it through the ban phase, and St. Clair finally getting able to
if this goes
map
map 5, Saints win. I'm going to tell you that right now with that Miami coming through. I do agree with that pick a lot there. I think the only things that kind of do scare me here a little bit are going to be your maps 1, 2, and 4. But overall, with the maps 1 and 4, they're going to at least take one of those hard points in my opinion. And I think the Saints should just be able to clean up this series here. I'm going to say 3-0 or a 3-1 if the Saints do actually clean up this series. I just don't see more than a map going into the side of Old Dominion University, but I could be shockingly surprised, and I would love to be shockingly surprised and for another great game here in the NACE Star League action. But yeah, there's been a lot going on here today, and the COD team, they did drop their first few maps there in that last series against ICC, and, we were talking about, the ICC roster a little bit more last game that they actually played, and ICC, essentially, after that game was like, okay, we'll see you guys in finals, because that's how confident the ICC is that, like, they're confident in the Saints. ICC didn't have, the Saints gave them ICC the hardest run for their money that they have had all season as long as well. So, I think that St. Clair should be able to clean up Old Dominion here. I think they should be able to skate through a little bit more of this lower bracket. Not really skate, but they should be able to make their way to losers finals pretty alrightly. And then I think that's going to start really getting tough there. Losers finals, grand finals, whatnot going forwards. But yeah, St. Clair, big matchup here. Old Dominion, win or go home essentially.
Yeah, both these teams on the precipice of falling out of this bracket, but just a couple rounds away from making it to that final and trying to get some revenge there onto ICC for St. Clair. So definitely looking to take a swing at them further on in the bracket. And for me, I think this series is going to be close. I think St. Clair looked pretty good in the ICC series. Yes, they did end up losing. They did go 3-1, but I think it was just some small technical issues, especially on control. I really felt like there was just those a little bit too many times where you're throwing yourself up point, not able to take advantage of it. And I think that was partially because they were flustered, because that search and destroy, I mean, you started off with that hard point that was so close. Like the fact that they were down, I think it was like 80 points or something. It was 242 to like 186. Able to pull that one back, able to get that victory. I think that kind of bolsters your confidence, but also makes you maybe a little bit too egotistic. And so you go into the search and destroy, you kind of get duked on it. It was 6-2. It wasn't really that close.
Old Dominion is like a little bit stronger than ICC. There's just I don't see a world where they win a respawn. They need to have that fragging potential to out frag like even SCC and shit or like and stuff like that going forwards here. But it is going to be the side of St. Clair now looking to take this map up here. Very like I mean it's a big one on the line here, right? I mean we talked about win or go home constantly over and over. This new map set could be a concern here going forward as well, and we got to see if that checkmate they haven't seen since like a lot of last year, right? So I mean it's going to be very interesting to see here going into this one.
I do feel very confident with them on this checkmate, though. I think they played it a couple of times earlier on in the season before they started doing a lot more raid hard points. So I think they definitely are very confident on it, obviously. I don't know if it was their map pick or if it was Old Dominion's map pick, but I mean, regardless, very comfortable on it. And I think even Moscow Search and Destroy, I think for them is a lot more comfortable than Standoff Search and Destroy. I think Standoff for them has really been kind of a weak map because they didn't really play it last year that too much. It wasn't in the map pool until the latter half of the year. So I think for them, Moscow Search and Destroy is something they're way more comfortable on and something they can probably take advantage of looking at the series.
Yeah. I wonder how much VOD Old Dominion's been going through here on the Saints because there is a little bit of VOD on some of these maps that they are bringing through, like obviously the raid control, going to be a very big one there that you're going to see all that come through on. But I mean, how much of Old Dominion, how much of their plays can they actually read from St. Clair? That's a big thing in my opinion here in Call of Duty. Like, I mean, St. Clair, they find something that works and they abuse it here in these leagues, and it's what helped them to continue to get the record to what it is here now. But now will Old Dominion pick up on this and be able to have a counter for it? We'll see going into this one, right? I mean, these two teams, I think it's so hard for me right now because Old Dominion is a school that I haven't casted a crazy amount of or their players. So it's really hard for me to give a good scale or judge here. But I think the Saints should be fairly confident going into this one.
Yeah, I have to feel confident in the Saints because they proved so much throughout the entire season. Yes, they did end up suffering their first loss there, but it was in, I believe, what was winners semifinals or winners finals there against ICC?
It was winner semis. It was winner semis up there, or it could have been even winner quarters. But I think it was winner semis that dropped us down here. So it is going to be, they did make it very deep in winners, which is very beneficial there for him.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, looking at this one, I think St. Clair are going to have the advantage here looking in. But as we said, their Search and Destroy has been their weakest map so far. But the fact that you got Moscow, which you're pretty comfortable on, you got Miami as that map number 5 is very, very good for them because it bolsters your confidence. If this goes the full length, this goes to 5 games, I think that 5th game they have in their pocket, and I think Miami is going to be their map. But here we go. Map number 1, hardpoint on checkmate.
Yes, for sure. So here we are, starting us off. It is going to be St. Clair, not on the good spawns. So they will actually be forced to flip these spawns going into P2. But that's a lot of time away here now. We got 50 seconds to deal with first, and it's going to be St. Clair just completely opening up with the force here. That's going to be a lot of kills coming through for them. Gorilla, the only one going to be falling. Now Brandon falling there shortly after. But just like this, St. Clair's already pushed up an ODU spawn, and they're looking to take these next hard points.
A couple of good nades there in the plane actually netted them that point there, but a good answer back for ODU. Does claim control of this one yet again. Revin going to get Brandon in the backside there. So in the end, ODU does claim it back, and we'll get some more progress here on the hard point.
Yeah, so Sauce going to be going underneath this plane positioning here now, trying to run up on a couple of these players. He will run into a few, but there is still this player in plane they got to worry about. Sauce will be able to clear that one out. Now they will be, once again, getting hardpoint time on this main one in the middle, but they do have to flip spawns a little bit more here still. They're doing a good job at it. They're doing a lot better than they could be, but they're not fully on it yet. They got to take out Love here, and once that player drops, they should be able to have full spawn control.
Yeah, spawns were not good there for ODU. They did get way in the back corner in the bottom left of the minimap, and it does mean that St. Clair will be able to start this one up. They do have the advantage here, and they're going to get good spawns as well, so I think they will be able to hold this point for quite a long time before ODU can actually get on top of it.
Yeah, Noodles is in a good spot here, but he's going to get caught out by Sauce, I'd assume, so never mind. Sauce going to run into another player rather than, and he's just going to be tucking himself away here. I mean, he's going to get pinched out, but he wastes a lot of time on those two players over there to just allow St. Clair to keep running up this scoreline. You do see it now approaching this 55-16 marker. St. Clair with a nice early lead already in this one, and they do still hold this hard point. And I think ODU is getting to the point now where they kind of just want to call this one quits and go on to the next hard point because they're not breaking this hill from St. Clair.
Yeah, for sure. A couple kills going over there, but St. Clair was just able to waste so much time. Especially you saw Brandon on the bottom right there was able to hold them off for so long from even getting progress on the point. Now that it's swapped over underneath the plane here, it'll be a very, very tightly contested point, and ODU have to try and make some ground back. Are down already 70 seconds here. Going to have to make quite a lot of progress here to pull it back.
Yeah, they did just get a few nice frags there, but Brandon will shut down Love. Now, Gorilla, I'm surprised he hasn't ran into this player yet. Both these players have not ran into each other yet, but Gorilla going to get spotted out here now from behind. That's going to be Nevermind getting that cleaned up, and Infamous going to find one on the other side of the map. So, ODU, they're getting these frags. Like, I see that Nevermind, Noodles, Infamous, they're all getting their frags, but this thing is they're just not translating this into the hardpoint time. It's kind of similar to what we saw St. Clair do against ICC, where, you know, you get some frags, you just got to hop the hill.
Yeah, and it's a very technical problem, right? And it's a lot to do with mental as well, because you don't want to be that person on the point because you are exposed. They know that you're on that point somewhere, so they know where you are. It is a very tough position to play, but what you have to take advantage of the fact that you're getting these frags and by turning them into objective points, right? And St. Clair already opening up with a 90-point lead to start us off, and this is the St. Clair we saw all season, right? They just dominated on these respawn modes, and they didn't even give the other team a chance to come back. But that's 5 kills in a row, I believe, for Nevermind. So really good start for him in this game.
Yeah, ODU definitely showing their fragging potential here. You do see them picking up all these kills and whatnot there, and they actually do get the initial control of this third hardpoint, sorry. And it is now going to be St. Clair looking to play a retake, and they do find one, they do find a second, but Love going to answer back with one there, and Infamous finds one as well. So ODU doing a decent job of locking this one down here a little bit, and Gorilla shot down actually as well. This is looking a little bit more rough from St. Clair than I anticipated. They're having a tough time breaking through this hardpoint. Brandon and Priestley both find picks though.
This is what ODU needs to do to try and come back in this game. They're down a pretty significant margin here right now. Almost double the scoreline here for St. Clair. And, I mean, this is for ODU. You got to find a way to break these hard points, right? I feel like a lot of the times they're just getting some contestion points. We saw in the middle of plane, and we saw on top of plane there, underneath plane, that's where they found a little bit of their objective points. But right now, these side spawns are all St. Clair. They're able to own these, and they're not allowing ODU to even start getting presence on them at all.
Yes, for sure. So Noodles and Infamous both finding some frags there to potentially get these next hard points in favor of ODU. And actually, ODU has full spawn control for this next hard point. It's going to be St. Clair now on the back foot looking to play retakes, but Priestley has no problem playing retakes. He finds too early. Infamous going to be there for a trade, but Gorilla has now gotten into enemy lines. He's going to be a nuisance to deal with, as well as Noodles getting shot down. You now have nobody on hard point. Gorilla going to find that one there, and this is all in favor of the Saints. What a great break.
Yeah, ODU only really getting about 10 to 15 points on that when they didn't really get too much objective time. And now St. Clair already claiming 10 points for themselves. It's just pretty much evened up. And it seems like every time that they get this hard point, St. Clair just finds a break in it so easily. And then they leave one person on point, allow everyone else to kind of flex around how they want to. And they're just winning these gunfights consistently outside of point. That's allowing them to get so much objective time. Over 100 points now advantage for them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ODU's still fragging. I feel like that's what the most upsetting part for them is right now. You see, you know, Infamous at 14-9, Noodles is 10-10. Like, they're still dropping their kills. Those two players combined right now are 24-19, but they're still just not able to capitalize on these hard points. St. Clair going to be on this one now, and St. Clair is getting ready to approach in the next. What Infamous is here and ready for, but Brandon's movement is just too better. That is going to be another one on Noodles. Oh my god, the movement. He picks up a third. He cannot be stopped right now.
That is that man's plane. No one else can claim that one. That is his. And the fact that he found that 3K is so pivotal in this round, right? Because being up 150 points almost here for St. Clair, just such a huge advantage. And it just seems like these middle ones are the only one they're kind of struggling with holding on to. And for ODU, this is where you need to start getting some real points. Because if you're not able to claim these, St. Clair will get another one of these hard points. It will have a favorable spawn here sometime soon. And that is really going to be tough for you to break.
Yeah, honestly, middle hard points are more or less just like 50-50, just mayhem kind of going on. Like, you see nade after nade after nade inside those planes and gunfight after gunfight after gunfight. So it is just absolute mayhem. But with St. Clair over that 200-point marker and ODU not able to hit that 100-point marker yet, I think that, John, we kind of figure where this one is headed here right now. St. Clair so far doing the work to close things out, and they are going to look to retake next. I thought they were actually already on it, so it's a little interesting. St. Clair, I feel like they could be playing the rotations a little bit better than they are, despite still winning by so much.
I think you can afford to do that, though. You are up by a significant margin here, so you can't take a little riskier play. Just go for frags and try and bleed them out as much as possible, because you really only need a couple more contests on these hard points to be able to get it, right? You don't really need to force yourself on any of these. You can't say, okay, we'll give this one up. We can afford to give up, you know, 2 full 60s if need be and still have the lead. So definitely I think it's going to be tough for ODU to find their way back in this one.
Yeah, a lot of frags coming through here still constantly in this one, but I mean, ODU had a pretty decent hold nonetheless on this hill, despite being down 100. Like, just forget about that for a minute. They had a good hold. Take small wins at a time, but Gorilla gonna shut down Noodles there. A couple refrags gonna come through. Where is this next hard point? It's a contest, and that's a big kill gonna come from Brandon on the other side of the map to lock down this next hard point. Yes, ODU does have some half-decent spawns over there, but I mean, it's gonna be St. Clair just completely shutting things down and locking it up here now.
This is going to be a very, very hotly contested hard point here. ODU cannot afford to let St. Clair get any kind of objective time on this, and they're not doing a great job of it right now. St. Clair just able to clean up on the outside of this plane. Will catch them even near their own spawn there. So it's such a far spawn for them to get back underneath this plane. 20 points is all St. Clair need to seal this one up and send us to a game number 2.
Yeah, exactly. So many frags coming through. Brandon's on a 30 bomb right now here in this game. I didn't even pick up on it. I'm just like, look up and I'm looking. Nobody else is even in the 20s, and Brandon's on a 30 bomb here right now. What a game for the kid here right now, and he's just looking to keep this momentum going. Saints are 1 point away, and there's the cleanup. They're going to win 250 to 102 over ODU here on this checkmate hardpoint. It's nice to see the checkmate come back out now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, for me, this is what the St. Clair we're used to, right? It's just outclassing their opponents completely on these respawn modes. Hardpoint control is their specialty. And for me, this is what I need to see from them in order to move on to this losers bracket, right? This is where the real competition begins. This is where you're fighting for your life in every single one of these maps, every single one of these modes. You're thinking, okay, if we lose one thing, it could snowball into another, and we could end up bombing out of the NACE Star League here.
Yep.
But I mean, for them, all the pressure's on right now for OD because they're fighting for their life right now, and it's 1-0, and it wasn't really a close one.
No.
Really, St. Clair dominating that by, what was it, 150 points in the end of it?
I think they have a better light of opportunity in Search and Destroy here coming up. I think we can all agree on that. But it doesn't really matter if there's only 2 Search and Destroys in this whole series, because St. Clair just really looked like they aren't going to be beat on respawns here in this series. And that's a big concern, like you were saying, for Old Dominion here in this one, because what do? I mean, you have to take a respawn here off of them, and you have to tighten up the playstyle. But St. Clair just looks so cracked out on these respawns right now, looks so ready to go and so warmed up. Like they've been doing this for like years, right? So they're ready to go. And I mean, we got a 1-0 series here. ODU, you got to find this map too. You can't allow St. Clair to take this one up 2-0 if you're in their shoes, because then look at that, you're going into that beast of raid control on map 3. It's just so tough. This is a must win if you're Old Dominion here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, we did see St. Clair drop that control against ICC. Obviously ICC significantly better team than ODU as we've seen so far. I think they just played so much better in that hard point against St. Clair than ODU did. So I think for me, yes, normally you'd say hard control raid super in St. Clair's favor, and I'm still going to favor them in it, but there definitely is cracks that can show that, and we've seen S&D has been St. Clair's weakness as well. So for me, if they can win this S&D, they're going to 3-0 sweep the series, no question. But if S&D is won here by Old Dominion, I think the momentum is going to be in their favor, and they have a foothold to try and take that raid control from St. Clair.
Yeah, 100%. They can have that foothold. They can have the momentum, and that's the big thing. It all is going to start with the Search and Destroy. I believe it's on Moscow. Yeah, Moscow Search and Destroy. Something we don't see actually crazy often. We've been seeing a little bit more of it lately, but something that is not brought up crazy often here now. And I think it's mainly just about evenly spreading out your resources on Moscow, making sure you have people watching every which angle, and don't allow enemies to sneak behind you and get like on those flanks, because flanks are deadly there on Moscow. So just making sure that you can keep everything tight-knit, keep all those comms good if you're St. Clair, and I think they should be A-okay here going into this game number 2 against Old Dominion.
I kind of like how, too, in the second half of the year on Moscow, specifically Search and Destroy, it has been this move from teams that really, I feel like in the first half of the year, they were just running to A every single time on Moscow Search and Destroy. They wanted to get that bomb down on A. I feel like B was very underused, but we've seen kind of this evolve throughout the second half of the season, where teams will be looking towards B, and they'll either use it for a flank, or they'll go for a fake plant on B and go for A. But it hasn't really been this crazy all in on A every single time. This is what's going to work for them. It has been teams looking to use B, and it opens up so many more options for strategy, especially for these teams who work really hard to go for these scrims and to find these options on Search and Destroy that you can go for on Moscow specifically.
It's really nice for just distracting your, not even distracting your opponent, but just like making them a little confused. When you're on the defensive side of Moscow here, you're typically sending 2 to 3 players towards that mid A site, and it's really just takes all away from B there. So if you start sending some, 4 attacking players over there towards B, you can just flood 1 player out, flood maybe even 0 players out, just get site control, or like you said, make it open area for a flank, and just confuse them. They once you're like, they don't see you on A or mid, they're like, okay, what's happening happening here right now. We're missing something big, and then it really puts them into a scramble. So it's going to be something that I'm looking for Old Dominion to do. In Search and Destroy, I find like St. Clair gets very vulnerable when they get split up, and that's what Old Dominion has to do. Split them up, take your one-on-ones, don't allow St. Clair to come through with trades.
Yeah, and I think I really like what ICC did against St. Clair too, was the fact that they mixed up their playstyle a lot, right? Like we saw the very first round, before it was even on screen, they were already rushing, they got the plant down, and St. Clair didn't really have an answer for it. And then the next couple of rounds, they kind of slowed it down and said, okay, we'll see what St. Clair wants to do in response to this. Able to take advantage of it, create these 2-on-1 odd man scenarios, just able to get those trades in. And I really think looking at this one, if Old Dominion wants to win it, that's what they have to do, is they have to try and change up their play style, say, okay, we're going to rush this round, then we're going to play slow, we're going to try and rotate around on the flank, and that's really going to make the difference, because St. Clair, not known for their S&D, they definitely have struggled with it. So Old Dominion, this is their opportunity to try and tie up the series.
Yeah, it's their opportunity here. It's essentially their gateway ticket here to try to take this series here down against the Saints. So we are just 1 minute or so away from actually hopping into this lobby, just getting everything ready on the production side of things, and over there as well, players just getting all readied up and whatnot. But it's been a nice Saturday here for us so far, John. I mean, it's been enjoyable. We've had like I said, a roller coaster of emotions. Not seeing that first COD game, yesterday. I can't even remember all the hiccups that we've had so far, but we are going to be heading into Moscow here now to continue off. Now, actually, our final matchup of the NACE Star League playoffs. I believe this whole weekend, or maybe they continue on tomorrow. I'm not sure. But I know for sure today, this is the last thing done and dusted, and we are now going to see St. Clair College starting off on the the defensive side of things here, as ODU is looking to get a bomb plant down. And just as you're saying, what's new? They're heading towards A.
Yeah, they definitely look like they want to try and rush this one out. St. Clair, a very aggressive position taken here by Gorilla, but first blood actually going to go over to Noodles here against Priestley. So we talked about how much these first round rushes make a difference, and Gorilla with a big flank here. This could be huge, but there is one coming back here. Love going to be on the backside, but doesn't know Gorilla's here. This could be massive.
Yeah, Gorilla's just looking for intel or something here right now. He should be able to run into Nevermind at least and get that one pick. Yeah, so there it is. That's a big pick. That's completely all the pressure off of A now here. But Bomb's going down on B. This gives the intel to St. Clair. They are going to be rotating over, and they might be able to try to catch some of these players on the rotate. Love going to be up here up top, but Brandon caught out. He will get peppered down, and they do get that one. Very good timing from Brandon. Not get in there too aggressive while he's weak. Plays his life, and it's going to put them on a player advantage here now, but Infamous jumps out the window. Will find one here early. Brandon, he knows he's going to have to look for this player if he does head over here. Infamous, he's staying very, very aware of the situation. This 2v2 is getting very stressful around the point. Gorilla now looking one for Brandon. Going to find that first one, but Noodles is there for a trade. Now Gorilla is looking to find this one onto Noodles, but he can't connect onto it yet. There's not enough time remaining. Gorilla has to push him out. Gorilla will. Noodles is just wasting time. No time for Gorilla on the defuse, and ODU wins it.
That's a 4K
that's
for
an
Noodles.
Ace.
Yeah, that was an ace for Noodles. He went crazy in that round. He found all 4 of them, and I mean, for me, that was really just unfortunate timing for St. Clair, because we saw Gorilla on the flank, right? He got that pick, but he didn't see anybody cross over to B, so by the time he found that pick onto the A site, Bomb was already down on B. So I think for them, Noodles obviously with a 4K, an excellent round for him, but just unfortunate for St. Clair, the timing there, and it means they go down 1-0 already early on. The Search and Troy not looking good for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that one is just a little bit unfortunate kind of thing there. I think he got timinged a little bit. He didn't see anything on the cross when he was really looking out for it, and it's going to allow that B-bomb plant to just go down. Yes, it's nice that he was able to find this one kill over here towards Waterside, but other than that, not going to be too much. So St. Clair now trying to see what they can do on the offense. Priestley will open us up with that first blood, and now we are in a 4-on-3. Priestley going to find a second as well. This is just mayhem. Infamous will take out Brandon on a trade, but Sauce there for it. Now a 3v1, all up to Noodles. He's already got 4.
Looking for 3 more here to try and make this 1v3 happen. Going to be a very tall task here. Bomb did go down on A site, and Noodles here trying to find anybody on this far side, but isn't actually anyone there. He's going to get walked up here. Priestley going to find him, and that's going to be a 3K for Priestley in this round, and St. Clair going to take it back and strike 1-1 apiece.
Yeah, Priestley says, hey, you can get the multi-kill in 1 round. I can do it too. He's going to find himself through there in that one. So great stuff there. It's really nice to find these opening frags if you're Priestley, because, these first 2 picks of the round are really going to sway how things go going forwards. And for him to be beaming out those players on the headies is just phenomenal play there from St. Clair. 1-1 is the scoreline we see here now in this Search and Destroy. Priestley starting us off phenomenally. Noodles starting us off phenomenally. Let's see how the rest of this one plays out.
It's funny too, because Priestley had that happen to him in that first round. So he says, okay, if that's what people are going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. So he decides on attack. He swings out the same way, picks up 2 for himself there. It gives them a 1-1 scoreline now. Noodles looking for someone in mid here. Not going to find him though. And there's a 3-stack on A here. They will leave Gorilla back on site. Priestley going to find first blood on Nevermind here.
Oh, he stuck him!
Them. Oh, that's going to be a stick for Brandon. Going to find it on Love, but Noodles got a kill on Priestley there, so it will be answered back. Trade's going down, but Bomb looking towards B. Gorilla on the watch here.
That was a great stick. Now, Infamous, he could spot out Gorilla here, but if Infamous hops through this window with kind of like no regard of what's happening, he will lose his life, but he loses it anyways! Gorilla is beaming kids right now, apparently. St. Clair gonna find that one. Look at this. Okay.
Oh, that's so smart. He saw him in the window,
Yeah.
but he knew someone was coming on the flank, so he went for that one, knew exactly where Revan was, and got that kill. That was so smart from
But
Gorilla.
even then, he jumps up on the bus. Despite the mantle shots, he still connects on majority of them, and it's going to benefit them so much. That's beautiful plays there from Gorilla. Even though the flank didn't work out on that round that ODU took, I still think I love the play call from him, and I think that Gorilla's having a really 200 IQ search and destroy here. You know, during that first series against ICC, they're really talking about how Gorilla is that player that comes in and should be making this big impact in search and destroys. We're really seeing it come to life here now.
Yeah, for sure. That B holder is so important, right? Because Gorilla, you see even here, is just on that flank watch. He's calling it whether they want them to rotate, how they want to play this one or else. Grenade's going to come out here, but first two kills going to go over to ODU here. So taking the advantage early on here. 2 players still alive for St. Clair, a chance, but no trades come out. So this is going to be a tough task.
Yeah, it was a really interesting decision to see St. Clair just kind of jump out there, running, gunning kind of style of play, but it is going to be Gorilla sneaking behind an opponent. He doesn't know that player was behind him. That's just unfortunate COD timing. Priestley 1v4. He's trying to do whatever he can, but all the pressure is on. Obviously, he's got to stay aware that there's going to probably be a player coming from his beside here in just a moment, but actually, it is going to be Noodles not committing too hard to it, so Priestley a little surprised they aren't pushing him harder, but now he's going to find that first pick. Only 12 bullets in his gun, so he's going to pop up for reload and try to potentially get a plant down here, but it's not going to be easy. I mean, this is still very difficult. Noodles down in that corner. Noodles got the intel.
Bomb is down here. Does manage to pick it up. A little turn around here, but Noodles on the flank.
Yeah.
We'll get him. So they claim
Noodles
the
was
round.
just in a good spot.
Yeah, for sure. 2-2. And I mean, for me, I definitely think that round started off so well for ODU. You get those initial 2 picks, and unfortunately here, Gorilla just not aware, didn't check his corner there, and Noodles able to take advantage of it. So, I mean, really for Priestley, it's a 1v4 at that point. Not much you can do. And just 2-2 scoreline now. St. Clair struggling on the search here a little bit, but I definitely think still winnable for them.
Oh, 100% winnable. Noodles is
7-2.
causing problems,
Yeah.
though, for sure, for St. Clair right now. He's got 70% of his team's kills right now on his body, so he's definitely going to be the one to really make these big impacts on the rounds, and he's going to find another there. Priestley shot down. That's the top fragger from the Saints out of this one already, so that's a very big pick for the side of ODU to potentially give them a lead here in this game, but that does look like the defense setup is still here from the Saints, but you're down a player. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, early pick there under Priestley. Kind of surprised he lost that one too, because he had those initial shots down, but just wasn't able to get that kill across. Noodles right now just with a better gun.
Ooh.
Brandon and Sauce going to pick up a kill apiece though. Give them an advantage here early on. Bomb's still not down here. Haven't decided where they want to go with it. They're playing this very safely. And with Gorilla holding this, it's going to be tough for them to find anything in this round.
Yeah, I hate holding that streak personally. I think it's such an annoying streak to hold. It's going to be Noodles with his rifle just still beaming, and that is going to be him, the only one with kills on the board right now for ODU in this round. He's going to have 2 for himself, so Sauce going to be having to go big here, but he could get shot down. Infamous will get a health regen now too, and Gorilla is going to be playing retakes on this site. The bomb being planted. This is not going to be an easy round, and that is going to be Gorilla running into a player immediately. Finds the planter. He can't connect on the shots, so Gorilla's going to have to regroup, but at least taking out that second player, Noodles, a big pick.
Yeah, and Revan is actually so lucky there, because if he plants behind that, he dies for free because Noodles has no idea the player's coming up here. Gorilla gonna have to find this last player, though, into a big 1v1. Revan will be holding his angle, and Revan gonna take it and put them up 3-2. So down 2-3 in that round in players. They came back and won that one, and Noodles right now just fragging out for the side of ODU, and it's just making such a huge difference with SND.
Yeah, like, they just can't peek him. Like,
No.
they literally can't right now because Noodles is just getting these picks. He's 9-3, like you were saying. That's a 3.0 KD for him. And he's got, like, 9 of 14 of his team's kills. Like, that is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'm surprised how good ODU's actually doing despite Love and Nevermind being combined 1-9.
Yeah, I think for me that round 2, the problem was St. Clair was so spread out. And if you're up a player in that scenario, you have to just be with each other so you can trade out kills, right? If bomb goes down, you can take 2 people into a site and you can trade out and you'll be able to go up there. But because they're so spread out, they get picked off twice, and it just puts you at such a disadvantage in the round. And this is going to be a quick plant actually from St. Clair if they can get it down.
Yeah, Sauce is going to be planting it. It's a little bit of a risky position to plant that there, but he will get it off nonetheless. Now, Noodles, I don't even want to take this fight into Gorilla. Infamous Raven going to come in. He's going to find one for himself. Now, Gorilla, just get off that position. He finds one, but Noodles going to shut him down for the trade. Priestley going to kick down Noodles, so now in a 1v2, leaving it all up to Priestley, as Nevermind will shut down Sauce. Thing is, they know where Priestley kind of is located right now. He's going to have to do some work. He runs into both those players, and that is going to be the round once again for ODU. St. Clair just can't do anything here right now.
Yeah, it was a good idea there. They got the rush plan down, but trades just did not go in their favor, unfortunately, there in the second half of the round. And I think for me, too, the fact that Gorilla took those shots at Noodles, he revealed himself on the street, but didn't actually get the kill conversion. It means that they know where he is. They know he has a tough position to try and defend from, and they're able to take advantage of it. Sauce just unfortunately on the bad end of that one. And like I said, they knew his position now, so Priestley just unfortunately couldn't win this one out. Went ahead with the pistol, couldn't make it happen. And 4-2 now the scoreline. St. Clair, quite a big mountain they have to climb.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were kind of anticipating here, John. If ODU takes one, they take the Search and Destroy. That's something we talked about. St. Clair Search and Destroy game, everybody kind of knows it at this point. It's not as strong as their Control or their Hardpoint, so it's definitely going to be one that ODU is looking to clean up. The only thing is ODU is going to need a respawn to go with this one if they want to take the series. St. Clair, trailing by 2. They're looking to answer back here, starting off on this defensive side.
A quick rush here on the A site. Revan going to get the first kill on the Brandon here, not trade it back. So Bomb Plant will have an opportunity to go down here. They're going to hesitate for a second, wait and see where the rotations come through for St. Clair. Sauce going to have to check this one up for the plant. Going to find one. Not going to get the kill. Never mind. Going to claim Sauce. Going to finally pick up some kills here. He's actually at 3 now, so he's kind of picked up his last couple of rounds. Noodle's going to go down. Nevermind going to get Revan. Nevermind going to find Priestley as well. So 3 kills in this round, 1 on his teammate, but 1 left here for each. So Gorilla in a big clutch 1v1, and we've seen so many of these 1v1s come down
because
here.
he plays B.
Yeah,
it leaves him to be the last alive almost constantly. Oh, the pop shot, not enough. He's getting himself a 7-4U though. This should be a little bit better in these close range engagements. And he's just trying to find some sort of point of access here. Now he will get flashed off or blinded or whatever it was. He's looking for somebody to push him out, but why would they push him out? He is just going to be forced to make this play all on his lonesome. No flashes there going to connect. He's going to come around the other way and try to play it off of this side. I like it, but it's not going to be easy. Love going to be able to pick it up. ODU going to be on match point.
Yeah, it just seems like they struggled to find these early picks. Noodles is just doing so much work in these rounds, even if he's not getting those frags. He's opening up alleyways for his teammates to get through, and that's really making such a huge difference here. It just seems like St. Clair can't own these alleyways. Those long-range engages are just going the way of ODU, and it means that they go to match point here. And it is expected. We do think their Search and Destroy for St. Clair is not as strong, and I think for me, in this game, Noodles has just been so good and is such a huge difference maker.
Yeah, he's single-handedly won them rounds, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you've already seen him have 1 ace. You've already seen him have like a 2K or 3K with those as well. So he's definitely shown that he is worth it here in this game. And St. Clair need to win 4 in a row if they do want to take map number 2 here. But it is already going to be starting off with a bunch of util sent over and a big flank coming through from Raven.
This could be dangerous. Nevermind, going to find that first blood on Priestley here. And Gorilla has no idea this player is coming from behind him. He will track him all the way into mid. He's going to hold the shot, though. Will finally take Gorilla. Going to go down here. Will find Brandon as well.
Man.
Revan going to find 2 in this round. Looking for a third. Sauce, the only one remaining. The only hope for St. Clair left here is going to have to try and 1v4 to take this round and keep him in the Search and Destroy.
Yeah, they're going to see this bomb does get planted B, though, and that's going to be everybody. You look at them, you look at the minimap and just see all of their arrows just snap
Brandon
towards that B site, and they start heading their way over there. So, Sauce, I mean, what do you do? What do you do in this situation, John? You just got to try to farm.
You pray and you believe you're going to get the clip of the century here. That's all he can really do. They're going to be 4-man collapsing on this one. Will find one. Not going to be enough. Revan going to find his 3rd kill of the round. That is going to be it. 6 to the scoreline. OD pull us to 1-1 in the series.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big win for them, too, and it's a pretty dramatic win there. That's 6-2. Saints have been really struggling here on the Search and Destroy gameplay. It's going to allow ODU to at least let us see a map 4 in this series, but here's the problem if you're ODU here now. The next 2 maps are going to be respawns. St. Clair have showed that they have looked a little bit stronger on respawns. Can you compete with them? You need to take 1 to force the game 5. So, I mean, it all comes down to finding one of the next 2 if you're ODU.
Yeah, for sure. And that actually, Search and Destroy went the exact same as the one against ICC. It was a mirror, right? Where they take, they lose round 1, they take 2 rounds, and then 5 in a row for the opponent. And I really feel like for St. Clair, that snowball just keeps rolling on Search and Destroy, right? You lose one of those really tight rounds, one of those clutch rounds, and then it seems like after that, you're just losing gunfight after gunfight after gunfight. You can't find those first bloods, and that means that the other team ends up taking it. So I think for them, yes, you were talking about the fact that they are going into hardpoint and control is so good for them because they are stronger on their respawn modes. But for me, even looking at map number 5, it is S&D on Miami. It is something they're very comfortable on. So even if you do get driven to that match point, I think they still have a small advantage there. The fact they were able to get that Miami on 5th map is huge.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you once again, John. So, Raid Control, they lost it for the first time in what seems to be months here. Obviously, months haven't dropped a map in months, but it's been like, almost probably like nearly a year.
Yeah.
No, not nearly a year, but like a long time.
At least 7
since
or
the
8
summer.
months.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be St. Clair now looking to answer back and get back into their typical Raid Control kind of setup status here. I think they should be able to take this one with ease. I'm going to be completely honest. I think that it should be fairly easy for them in this one. I'm going to knock on wood for the caster's curse here. But yeah, I mean, what do you think ODU has to do here? Like, do you think they have to split the Saints up? Do you think they have to just, play the aggressive points? I mean, what is there that you can really do to beat out the Saints on this Raid Control?
So for me, the way ICC beat them on Raid Control is they made them kind of desperate for these points, right? Is the fact that I think more than anything, St. Clair was making the mistake of you get 2 ticks on a point, you kind of get halfway through that third one, and then you end up going down, and then you send 3 or 4 or 5 people to try and get that point, and they all go down, right? So you're bleeding lives out when the point can be get later. That's when you need to start looking at going towards the other side. Try and start getting progress on B, split them up, send 1 or 2 people towards the A site just to clean it up at the end, preserving your lives as much as possible. Because when you start wasting lives like that, you can't win, because later on in the game, yes, you may have gotten that second point, you may have given yourself another 45 seconds to a minute, but you don't have the lives to actually keep that offensive barrage up.
Yeah, it's the offensive barrage that needs to stay up here for the Saints. And the biggest thing is it's to stay calm, cool, and collected. You can't get frantic and control. You have to, okay, let's say your whole team gets wiped, both points are up, and you're running out of time. You have to just calm down for 1 second, regroup as a team, full hit it, rather than just flooding in one by one. It's the big thing I'm looking for here is the teamwork, the team play come through. It's one of the control, honestly, in my eyes, one of the biggest modes for team play and actually team chemistry. So we should be switching over to this next game here in just a moment here. Just getting word from production. Yeah, we'll just be 1 minute away here from this one actually getting started. But this series, 1-1, looking a little close, looking like we could have a nail-biter on our hands, but I think that the respawns are really going to benefit St. Clair here.
Yeah, for me, I really want to see them take this control. If they don't take control, that's when I really start getting worried, because I think they were very, very dominant on the first hard point, so I think the second raid hard point isn't going to be a problem for them. I think they will pick it up, but I think this control is really going to be a difference maker, right? Because it was 5 rounds in a row there for ODU at the end of that Search and Destroy, so they definitely have the momentum in their favor right now, but control for St. Clair, it's going to be okay. Yes, Search and Destroy, we struggle on. We didn't win that one, not too surprising. But control is our map. This is our objective, and this is our mode. So this is where they need to make a stand, where they need to win. Because if they lose this one, I think they still take hardpoint, but S&D, it's anyone's game.
Yes, you can see here now it's going to be Saints taking the hardpoint. ODU will take the S&D. Raid Control is going to be up on our next matchup here now, followed by another raid hardpoint. So the thing is, I think the Saints clean it up in map 3 and 4. I think that map 5 is a 50-50 draw, really. I mean, usually I'd say that they would be having not so favored on the S&D, but since it's Miami, I think it's going to be pretty 50-50. But that puts a lot of stress on both of these teams here now, because if you're the Saints, you just really want to get it done and dusted on raid. You just want raid to be the last map that you're playing today. You don't even want to see Miami. So it's going to be definitely an interesting one here. I think that's you and me both, and all of the team gets worried if they drop a respawn.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, for them, obviously, you're thinking back to how the last one went. They lost that search, and then they lost the hardpoint, and they lost control. So that's 2 respawns that they dropped recently. But because of how dominant that first hardpoint is, that's why I'm not too worried about these respawn modes, right? Like, if it had been a very close game, like it had been within, 25, 30 points on hardpoint, I would say, okay, maybe looking at the next one on raid hardpoint, it would be closer. But because they were up almost 150 points on the first one, I'm not too worried about it. This is control is more where I want to see them pop off, and this is where I want to see them shine.
Yes, indeed, for sure. So here we go. It's going to be St. Clair Saints starting on the attacking side of things here tonight. And You know what? Earlier today, it was all defense for us, so let's see if that trend continues. It is going to be Priestley opening us up with first blood, though. Takes down Nevermind.
Good start here. They will get some progress there, but Revan going to take him out from mid. Will get traded out, though, by Priestley here. Gorilla going to go down as well. And we see already St. Clair looking to try and split them up here. They're going to send some people out towards that B site there. They're going to leave 2 people on A for Old Dominion. So if they can get some frags here, they can definitely take it, but never mind, Revan going to claim some of their own. So no progress just yet on either of these points. Didn't even get that tick on A completely. So pretty good defense starts off here for ODU.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're doing a good job geeking that life advantage, and that is going to be now leading by 3 here. It's really going to be up to the Saints to answer back on the lives, and I think that's the thing that you were talking about. The Saints don't need to just be throwing away these lives kind of like thing kind of going on here, right? You need to just keep them. You need to lay down Sauce to just simmer down in this position for a second. Get these ticks going, and no need to take these peaks right now. Let ODU come to you. Force them into the points.
Right, because it's so much easier when you're holding an angle and you're just waiting for someone to pop by, right? Because when you have to swing your mouse to try and find someone or swing your analog stick to try and find someone, you actually have to move around. It's a lot harder to do it, but in the end, St. Clair actually do take A pretty cleanly, and we'll see everybody else on B site now for ODU. So St. Clair with almost 2 minutes, have a lot of time here, a lot of lives still remaining for both these teams, so quite an extended map here at number 1.
Yeah, so the live count is a little bit more evened up. It was a 4 to 5 differential we saw just a moment ago, but now a little bit more even, and actually will be tied up here with Brandon finding that frag, and A's actually completely locked down, so it's all up to B is the main focus here now. And big frags from Brandon. Sauce finds one as well. Never mind, the last player alive back there. He will find the nade kill, but Sauce cleans it up. We should be having a couple of these players hop on this B zone here now, and we do have Gorilla cutting off rotations as well. He's in such a good spot. I am loving this St. Clair hold right now.
That was a couple of huge frags there by Brandon. Opened up the point, was able to get them a tick here. Sauce on a 5 killing spree right now, just popping off here in the second half of this one. Priestley gonna find one, gonna find a second. Noodles will to be taken down by Love there, but they do get 2.5 ticks, so just a little bit more objective time. They have so much time left to do it.
Yeah, and they have that 3-round live advantage here now, so even if they don't, like, they could just run this clock and play lives, even if St. Clair wanted to, really. You're gonna see Brandon pushing towards these stairs. Very good play call there from him. Gorilla trying to get back in the kitchen. They're just trying to set up to get the ideal kind of hold here for this one, and that's a immaculate kill from Brandon once again. Gorilla gonna pick up that one. St. Clair gonna take round 1 here of this control map.
And that is so huge. The fact that they're able to take an attacking round. We saw earlier today they really struggled on the attack. They didn't win a single one.
This was nasty.
It was all defense. And Brandon finding this 3K absolutely incredible. Got Love and Noodles here. Never mind, got him with an 8 in the end, but he did so well there to even get chip damage onto Nevermind and be able to get that frag. So Brandon popping off there at the end to give St. Clair a 1-0 advantage in this series.
Yeah, you're going to see them all come out to a nice little start there. It's going to be Sauce with 8 objective frags too as well, so those are very nice from his end. But ODU, they're on the attack this time around. We could see maybe this game being the trend of the attackers, but it's going to be Brandon opening us up with a frag, and that's a great nade from Priestley as well. Going to maybe do some damage. No, not going to connect. But this mid defense has been pretty locked down here for the Saints, and Priestley putting a lot of pressure on to their spawn. It's going to be ODU already forced back and out of their spawn. They're not getting the spawns they want. St. Clair is farming these frags.
They haven't even lost a single person yet. They already have 5 kills across now for themselves without dropping anything. So St. Clair, we see here how Sauce rotated all the way into their own spawn, but 2 frags actually come out here, so they can collapse on B, and St. Clair are not going to be able to get back to that for a little bit here. So already a little bit ODU advantage here starting off on attack.
Yes, for sure. It's going to be the 3-man pinch looking to come in onto this one. Sauce going to open us up with one, though. And now that is going to be the other 2 players looking to push, and Sauce and Priestley enter up there. They do find some frags of their own as well. And that full B site has been retaken. No ticks are gained for ODU. Really good stuff there for St. Clair. Lives still 6 into their favor. And time is becoming of the essence for ODU. No ticks, and you're around half a minute remaining. You got to watch that clock.
It's such a huge problem here. Sauce in this spawn, they can't escape this. They can't even stop this clock to get onto these points. So right now, we do see them actually open up B here site. They do want to try for this retake, and 22 seconds remaining here. They have to hop on this point, try and stop this clock for as long as possible. Brandon looking for some frags, finds Noodles, doesn't find the second one though. But the live advantage already up to, what's that, 7 now for St. Clair. It is so massive.
Yeah, a 7-round live differential so big. Only 1 tick on B and under 25 seconds remaining too. So if St. Clair can just get a retake here just once, I mean, that makes things very scary here for the side of ODU. There's a couple picks to come through from Sauce and Brandon, but the refrags are there for ODU to make it all right. But that is now going to be the point cleared, and they don't get the second tick either. So the time going to be still ticking here now. Everybody playing their points. Love will hop on A to stop this clock once again, but every time there is getting time burned here now. So now only 15 seconds remaining. I just don't see a world where ODU can win it unless they're like on these points for the rest of the game.
They're committing to a very heavily here, but the problem is if they get wiped, they're not going to have anywhere to go. That's Gorilla and Brandon finding a couple frags of their own here. Noodle's going to take down Gorilla though on this point, but time is ticking. 10 seconds remaining.
Yep.
Can ODU stop this clock, or will it be a 2-0 lead here in this game?
I think they stop it enough. I don't think anybody from the side of ODU can make it to a point, and that will do us justice. That's going to be a 2-0 start here for St. Clair College. On the defensive side now as well, they're looking to head back onto the attack and potentially send this one away, impacting 3-0. Their control is just unbeatable.
This is the raid control we like to see from St. Clair. This is their bread and butter. This is what they're comfortable on. And I mean, it started off with St. Clair going 5 for none in lives, right? The fact that you're able to wipe the entire team and send Sauce in that spawn to make so many problems. Sauce is 16-4 right now. This man is on 4-4
KD. That's crazy. It's also with the 8 objectives. Like, half his kills have been actually, like, very useful objective kills, getting people off these objectives, right? So, also 10 on Brandon is very good as well, but there's 2 early picks for Nevermind to open up the side of ODU. Sauce will answer back with 2 of his own, though. That's going to be 28 lives.
18-4. This man is not to be stopped, not to be trifled with. Love going to go down as well. Sauce not going to get that kill, but will get a little bit of help here. And
Still
I mean,
alive?
really, I don't understand how he's doing so well right now. He is just popping off in this one. He definitely struggled a little bit in that first series against the ICC, but this one is his series. He's calling it. This is all mine, and we see him just doing so well here. St. Clair already 2 ticks on A site. This looks like a complete wipe on control.
Yeah, and they already have control of this kitchen area. That's a stick, too. So, Gorilla, I mean, we see a lot of Saint stick grenades, I think, today. So, like, I mean, that's
It's been pretty
third or
entertaining.
fourth.
I like it.
I don't really see that many of those. So, it is going to be a few of those coming through. And St. Clair with this 2-0 lead. The lives are up by 5 for them. They have 2 minutes to work with. Like, there's so much for ODU to do here. It's going to be so hard, especially when frags like this are coming through. And St. Clair's just controlling the spawn line of ODU here right now.
Already all of A claimed here. B looking like it might be claimed sometime here too. They already have an 8 life advantage
And
here
a
to
tick.
start us off, and a tick. It is just all St. Clair raid control.
Second
Nothing
tick already.
really they can do here. They need someone to come in here. Streak's going to come through though for Sauce. Going to try and find anybody. Doesn't actually catch anyone with him, but it doesn't matter. They will get this raid control here in just a second. No, it's going to be
got
contested.
a big contest, and it's actually going to be locked up. So we got a little bit longer still to go here now, but I mean, the lives still 6 in their favor. 2 ticks for the Saints. I thought that was going to be it, done and dusted right there, but a very big defensive play from ODU, going to shut things down. Now make this one a little bit more of a close-up match here, but I think Saints should still be A-okay to hop on this B point in a few minutes here. I mean, they still got the 6-round live advantage. That's big.
Yeah, definitely going to be impactful coming in here, but a lot of frags coming through actually for ODU, and they need a lot more here to try and even this one up, but Nevermind Love going to find some of their own. They're pulling this pretty even. Now only a 4 life differential here, but the problem is there's still 1:20 and they only need 1 more tick, so this is going to be huge. Can they defend this, or will St. Clair go up to 2-1 in the series?
I didn't even see that they had streaks as well, so those are going to come through. They're not really going to connect, but they do get these players from ODU out of positioning there a little bit. They know there's players stuck in this hut because they sent a couple nades in there to try to get that one through, but it will not go. And now the third point, sorry, going to be getting captured, and there is going to be love there to save the day for ODU, though.
5 lives left, all that ODU got to work with now. 4, no respawns left for them. 1 tick is all St. Clair needs. They have 8 lives to work with. A respawn for everybody. At least Sauce going to find Nevermind here down to 3. 1 tick is all they need. Noodles trying to get anything he can. Redmond going to find Freesley on the backside. Will be something back. Love going to find Sauce as well, but they will both be taken down. Love, can he do it? No. Going to get a pistol to the face, and St. Clair going to go up 3-0 and bring us to 2-1 match point.
I think that that's not only, like, you know, just St. Clair proving that raid control really is their bread and butter. It is what they do. It's their map, their mode, their play. It really just shows that that's going to be a big momentum booster for them continuing on in this series here now. A 3-0 win is really going to make that momentum there. Also from the side of ODU, got to go downhill because you're down in the series 2-1. You know you have to win 2 in a row, and your next map is going to be Hardpoint, a map that you dropped by on 150 points to last time around. So you know something dramatic is going to have to change here, and I feel like the confidence and morale for the side of ODU right now might be very down in the slumps here, unless they can force them at 5.
Yeah. That's where you really get your hope back, is like if you can get through this hard one, if you can somehow manage to beat St. Clair in this one, you get to go back on Search and Destroy. And we saw how dominant ODU were on that Search and Destroy, so you give yourself a little bit of hope here. But the problem is St. Clair on Response has looked unstoppable. I think that first round, a little bit of a struggle for St. Clair. There was a bit of hope there, but that second and third round, all St. Clair. At both times, they had such big life advantages in the second half of those rounds. No matter what ODU threw at them, St. Clair had an answer.
It seems as if St. Clair's starts were just a little too much. Like, they would start off, like you said, that second round was like 5 kills right away coming through for St. Clair to just completely shut down the side of ODU. And then in that, I think it was like, I forget, but there's just a couple groups where like they just string the rounds together so nicely at the very start. Like, you look into it, you're a minute into this one, St. Clair's already got like 2.5, 3 ticks on one side or something like that. So it makes it very difficult to defend if you are from the side of Old Dominion. But getting us in for this raid hardpoint here now, I think it's really concerning as well for ODU momentum-wise that you're staying on the same map that you just lost on, and it's also a respawn.
It's just going to be so tough for them to try and pull this one off. I definitely think, you know, for ODU, you're saying, okay, yes, obviously hardpoint control we struggle on, but if they can somehow win this hardpoint, they're going to go to S&D, and I feel like even though St. Clair did get the map pick, they did get Miami, the fact that it's Search and Destroy is going to be the advantage in Old Dominion's favor, but you got to turn it around, right? Because with that first hardpoint, they lost by almost 150 points. Like, it wasn't really even that close. So you have to try and completely change how you played around that first game, moving on to the second one, because if you want to have any chance moving on the series, you got to do something radically different.
I mean, being on a new map is a start.
Yeah,
obviously, but it's like you said, you gotta do something different. You gotta change up how your whole playstyle is in general, not just map specific. So we are gonna be getting ready to hop into this next game here in just a couple seconds. So players are just gonna be lobbying up, taking a quick break if they need or whatnot, and just talking things over as we're getting ready to carry on here with some more St. Clair Saints Call of Duty in this NACE Star League playoff action. This is just a reminder if you're just tuning in. This is going to be losers quarterfinals.
I think
Quarterfinals, yeah, losers quarterfinals. Winner of this going to go to losers semis. This is the last game of the day here. Our Rocket League roster is also playing right now as we speak, and I hope they're doing pretty good over there as well. I wish we would be able to cast 2 things at one time.
It'd be in a perfect world to be able to cast everything St. Clair's doing all at once, but unfortunately we are very limited here. But we'll get you guys an update on the scores and how it works out there. But both teams are in losers brackets right now, so they're both fighting for their lives, trying to stay alive here. But I mean, for St. Clair, looking at this series, I definitely think they're going to be moving on. I have full confidence in them. They'll take this hard point. They're going to move on in this series. So I'm definitely looking forward to how the rest of this playoffs plays out, because for St. Clair, it's been a roller coaster so far.
I think that this is, we've been talking about over the last like week or so. I know I have at least been, as this is St. Clair's probably their best opportunity to win a national championship in their history of being a part of St. Clair Saints gaming in general, right? So, I mean, this is their golden ticket. This is their opportunity. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit upsetting if they're not able to capitalize on it, but there is some other good schools in here like ICC, and I forget there was one more too that's also very, very strong that's up there with them. So there's going to be a couple schools here that's going to give them a run for their money, but I think that, you know, they're already guaranteeing themselves a top 8 position for the national championship. That makes it so close. Like, you can taste it almost. I feel like if you're the Saints right now, you really want that one, get the first one under their belt.
You want to go far as you can here, but we are going to be getting onto raid hardpoint here in just a second. St. Clair 1 control on this map decisively 3-0. So looks like we are missing a player here, so just gonna wait.
Yeah, we should get the end right away. It's gonna end. Yeah, look, there's the team kills coming through, and we're gonna get an end right away. They're just gonna get a lobby reset quick up here, so don't mind this one. We're just gonna come back to us here real quick, and we'll chat with you guys here for a little bit more. We're bringing back the Jackson John podcast here now.
I think they like us more than the gameplay, right? That's you guys come to the stream for us, right?
That's the goal. That's the goal.
Whatever.
Honestly, we'll just commentate the game and then they can just visualize it. That's
exactly.
how good of commentators.
I like that
man.
better.
But yeah, it is going to still be ODU. I mean, and the hard point for them, one big mistake that I think that I saw from them in that past one that has to get transferred over to this one is just really committing to these sites if you're going to go for them. Like, it seems like they're like kind of like dabbling into it. Like, okay, there's 20 seconds left on a hard point. They need to come to a decision. We're going for this or we're not. You can't be, okay, you two kind of go in for this one and we'll two go to the next or whatnot. You got to make that full-on team decision there. And I think that's one thing that we got to see Old Dominion do is make those commits. St. Clair does it. Sometimes it can get risky. Sometimes it can screw you over. But most most of the time it will give you as a beneficiary. So that's one thing as well. And Old Dominion also, as well as St. Clair, honestly, I've seen this from St. Clair a lot today. Just when, majority of your players from your team die, just wait and regroup. Just go in again together. Don't funnel them in. It's going to be big advice here for both teams.
It's so hard, though, because you want to make that star level play where you go for the 1v2, 1v3, and you end up winning it, right? And it feels so good, but majority of the time, you're not going to end up winning those. You don't want to go for those heroes play because they're not going to work out. Just be with your team, make those proper trades, and get yourself an advantage. And I think it's much like the ICC series, right, where St. Clair had the same problem Old Dominion is, where you go for these objectives and you're just not really actually taking advantage of these picks you're getting because you're not getting objective time off it because you're hesitating to go on there. You don't want to be the one on point because you know there's going to be 8 million grenades coming your way. You're going to have to dodge every which way. You're not really going to get an opportunity to get kills, but you got to think about the fact that you need to win based on objective time. It's not about fragging out. It's not a TDM. It's objective-based gameplay, so you have to try and take advantage of the picks you get and turn them into objective time because that's how you win.
So hard. Everyone always wants to play for their own individual stat line, but Hardpoint's one of those games where you got to take a sacrifice, take a bullet for the team there, and we're going to see that come through. And I'm expecting big plays from a Raven and Noodles here if they do want to come through with the round one here. Nevermind's been pretty clutch here in some moments as well, but we're actually going to see another reset. There is just one more little issue there. Probably just something wrong with the setup of the lobby and the settings or something like that, but we should be A-okay, and we should be getting a reset here in a second, but it doesn't look like ODU wanted to do it. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Well,
we'll be figuring this one out. It's Call of Duty, man. It happens.
Call of Duty lobby is notoriously buggy, so...
Yeah, we're just going to be sitting here and keeping you guys company here for now. And, man, I'm really excited to go back and, sit at home here after and dissect these brackets going forward.
For sure.
To these next days, seeing what, the upsets. I think it's going to be really cool just to go back and, get a sit-down recap of the day on, what upsets happened, what upsets came through. How is the Saints rosters looking going forwards here? Because if they both win here in this round, they both still have matches going on separate days that are not today in these NACE playoffs. I think that means if they both win their next matches, they're both top 6 too. So it'd be looking very, very good here for St. Clair, Call of Duty, and Rock League. Yeah, you can take a peek here. So there is going to be your 4 teams down here in losers, and then there is 2 teams up there in winners finals. So this is already top 6, I believe. This is top 6. So the winner of this, the 2 winners of these games are both going to be playing, whether it's Illinois or TAMU. It looks like Illinois is up so far in the hard points. And then over on the winner side of things, I believe we have ICC, and then we have another team up there as well in the winner side of things. That's going to be UTK Peach. Okay. So UTK Peach will be sitting us in losers finals, waiting for, it looks like it's probably, in my prediction, either St. Clair or Illinois.
Yeah, for sure. I think both of these teams are going to be the powerhouses we've seen so far. St. Clair pretty dominant in this series. But I think looking forward, St. Clair is going to have to find a way to win these S&Ds, right? Because, yes, in theory, you can just win the respawn modes and you'll end up winning the series. Yep. But the problem is, if you end up dropping a respawn mode, if you drop one of these hard points, if you are almost guaranteed losing these S&Ds, it's so hard to try and come back in a series, right? Because you have to take one of these slow-paced modes and claim them for yourself. And if you can't claim any of these S&Ds, you're really going to struggle in this series, especially when they go on to an extended one like a Game 5.
Well, playoffs continue tomorrow. They can go home and get some scrims in them tonight. Get some S&D scrims in them.
Maybe they decide to play Cold War instead of Vanguard. That's going to be a tough one, though.
Go back home. You spent the full 6 hours grinding out, and you know what? Guys, S&D scrim, emergency S&D scrim right now. We're trying to win a natty.
Well, I mean, that's what you got to do, right? Because realistically, they want to go home. They want to play Vanguard, right? That's what everyone's thinking about. But you got to
honestly, they probably don't want to really touch COD when they go home right now.
Probably, but they have a job to do, right? You have to play out. You have an extended. You still have to play tomorrow. 2 series actually at 12 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So if you want to take this national championship home, which I'm sure all these players do, they want to take this prize money. They want to have the national champion title. You have to work hard. And yes, it's not going to be fun to go home after playing a full day of COD and play some more COD. But they
have to win 4 series to win a national championship.
It's a lot.
Tomorrow. They can win this one. They can move themselves into that top 4 positioning here. But then you have to move yourselves in from top 4 to top 3, then from top 3 to top 2, then from top 2 to top 1. And then if you reset the brackets and St. Clair's coming from losers, they got to play another grand finals there as well. So there's a lot to do here still for St. Clair to come through and try to get this national championship. But they've been looking really good, especially down here in this loser bracket. I think that I like them here so far against ODU. I think they'll take this series. I think they do take their first series series tomorrow as well, depending on who they play. But then I think once you start going down and getting to that losers finals, I think that's when you really start to get into a little bit of a tough spot there. And we already know ICC is going to be a tough one up top in the top there. So we'll see how this one gets played out. But I'm not exactly sure what's happening here with our... Okay, so we're just having some downloading for some shaders here on some of these computers in the nest there. So just one moment or so. But in the meantime, let's give a little shout out to our sponsors. We got some time here now. We can thank you to Crunchyroll. They've been our newest sponsor here, joining us for the semester. You probably heard it over and over here again. So thank you to Crunchyroll. They are essentially the Netflix of anime. You guys can get a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/Saints. Once again, if you're interested, essentially Netflix of anime. If you're interested in all of that anime, you can get it for free. 14 days premium trial, crunchyroll.com/Saints. And thank you to the rest of our sponsors as well. Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association. Wouldn't be able to put on these broadcasts without them or you viewers. So thank you guys as well. And then if you want to take it away and talk about our merch here a little bit while we got some time as well.
We love the merch. I got the mask. He's got the jacket. We got everything we need. A full set between the two of us. You can get yourself some Saints merch at acquired.ca/Saints. We got hoodies, jackets. We got the scrim tees that everybody loves. A good throwback there. Everything you want. Acquired.ca/Saints. Get yourself some merch. Get a custom jersey. They're pretty cool looking. And they're very comfy too. I've heard that as well. So you can get yourself some merch at acquired.ca/Saints. And I mean, while we got the time, I kind of want to talk about some of the other teams that we've seen so far. I know the Overwatch season is over. But looking at next semester, we have a lot of opportunities here, and we're talking about if you want to see a team that you didn't see in varsity come forward, you can apply for some of those other titles. So you see here, we have Valorant, Overwatch, Rocket League, R6, League, Fortnite, and COD Vanguard. But games like CSGO, Hearthstone that we've had in the past, you can also apply for those, and if enough people apply for it, definitely are in the running for varsity.
Yeah, I know there's CSGO in there. I know there's iRacing in there. I know there's Hearthstone in there. And I know there's Smash in there. I don't know if there's anything else other than those four, but as of now, those are the four titles that we have received some applicants for, and we also got FIFA Mad, some of those sports games in there as well. So if you guys are interested for anything, you know, you can give us an apply there. It's going to be stclairsaints.ca/join if you're interested in joining any of our varsity programs. Tryouts are open to majority of everyone there, so get interested there. In January and September of 2022, you can start as early as in like a month and a half here if you really get on top of it right here, right now, or if you're looking to take it on to the fall of next year as well. We got options for that. So keep your options open. Take a peek, stclairsaints.ca/join if you're interested in joining some of our varsity programs. But nonetheless, still just waiting on these shaders to download. Brandon, what are you doing, man? Do we really need these shaders for this game? Do we really need them? I mean, Brandon, you're frying anyways.
Does he need to see the other team? Who knows? He could just, I mean, he was what? 20
Visualize the game, Brandon. Visualize the game.
Just listen to the stream, hear it out, then you'll be able to do it. But
sound cue only.
He was in that control. I think he was what, like 20-4, something ridiculous at the end of that. He was popping off in control there. So on hardpoint, I think he's expected to do the same. And moving forward in this bracket, I think for me, all the people from St. Clair have had their time where they've looked really, really good. I'm going to need them all to step up here because, yes, obviously we did see UTK Peach did get 3-0'd by ICC, but it doesn't mean they're worse than ICC. I think maybe just had a rough series.
we're the only ones that dropped a map on ICC here so far throughout this playoff run.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I'm anticipating St. Clair ICC finals, and I think that you're anticipating kind of something similar as well.
Most likely, yes.
I'm expecting St. Clair to be at least in losers finals. I'm going to be completely honest there against the I forget their team name already. It was like Peach or something like that.
UTK Peach.
UTK Peach, yeah. So I'm expecting that to be a losers finals is UTK Peach, St. Clair. I bet you St. Clair takes that one, then St. Clair goes and plays ICC in finals. That's my prediction for the bracket.
I like it.
But I think that overall, very, very excited to see how this one continues to go here in just a moment. Getting underway. And yeah, like you were saying, Brandon, he's been very big with these multi-kills. And it's really been opening up this map a lot more here for the Saints. Getting a couple kills at one time and being able to shut down their opponents. Making it very, very disruptive to the enemy line. And we're going to see it here today. I just want to see them a little bit faster on the rotations as well. I think that's been a little bit sketchy on the rotations. Like, they have been able to retake against teams like ODU and stuff like that, but when you're playing teams like ICC, like, you're not going to be able to retake like how you want. It's more beneficial there to just switch off it there earlier than later, but we are going to be loading into a raid.
Hopefully, we actually load in with everybody. Cause
we got everybody in here, but Brandon is not spawned in. Well, this might still be working. Yeah, Brandon's in here. We're good. We're A-okay. We're good. Okay. That's glad. It gives me a sigh of relief there. So yeah, they are going to be making their way into this one here now, and it's going to be hard point on the raid. St. Clair is currently at series point, and ODU looking to keep themselves alive here. If they drop this map, I mean, it is all going to be in favor of St. Clair going into this next round of playoffs.
But they actually get 3 kills early on here. Sauce trying to hold this point for as long as possible.
I don't know how he stayed alive so long.
Yeah, able to stay alive on that, and that's definitely in St. Clair's favor, the fact they aren't able to get that. Respawn comes through on the flank here for Gorilla, so finds 1, but answered back in mid with 2, so pretty hotly contested here. But we saw at the beginning of the last hard point the same thing, right? Where it was pretty close relatively at the beginning, a couple of points separated them, but once you got to that mid-game rotation, it really was St. Clair taking it out and really able to get themselves a lead.
I'm 40 seconds into this game, and I can tell that St. Clair's raid hardpoint looks a lot less comfortable than majority of their other maps, because as of now already, they've given up these rotations for next. They're getting slayed out pretty drastically. They're like, and they just can't really seem to get a whole lot going as of yet here on this map, so makes me a little bit concerned. We still got a really close game ahead of us though, but with ODU on these respawns after St. Clair started with them, it makes me concerned for sure.
And it's really interesting to think about, right? Because it makes sense if St. Clair decided to take Miami Search and Destroy, maybe that means ODU picked raid hardpoint, and that's why they're playing so comfortably on it.
Yeah, we could 100% see what is going to happen here going forwards, but I'm definitely anticipating a lot closer of a hardpoint matchup here now in this one. Big kill's going to come through from Saucy. Will clean up both of those ones, but he's going to get quickly shot down from behind. Love cleaning it up. St. Clair will hop the hardpoint to at least closing this gap here a little bit, and Gorilla will find that frag. So good stuff from the Saints, but ODU starting off pretty nicely. Infamous actually going to be 6-1 opening us up here.
They're halfway to their point total of the entire hardpoint on game number 1. Definitely improvement there. Noodles already sitting at 8-4. Infamous Revan at 6-1. So these players doing pretty well for themselves here to start us off. But objective time is pretty even so far for both of these teams.
Oh, yeah, that's a little tough one to get around there. Brandon will find one, almost finds Infamous as well, but they're going to have to shut down these players in the back line. Noodles going to get shot down. Sauce will find himself too, and this will really help open up this site for the Saints. Yes, there is going to be players here from ODU, but this is a big team fight coming through from these teams. It's going to be big wins needed to come through as well, but Infamous has been not able to get stopped this game so far. He's been popping off on this raid hardpoint, and then he is going to come behind here as well, and he's going to find some more. Like, Infamous just killed the whole team.
Sauce was so key there because he had a trophy system behind the van and he was able to stay on that point for so long, keep it contested. And right now, it would definitely be a lot bigger lead for the side of ODU if he wasn't able to stick on that point. So they need to start contesting this though, because they're just giving him kills for free. Infamous Revan on a 5 killing spree at 11-1 now is just doing so much work in this hard point. And is the reason the lead is here for ODU right now.
Yeah, they can't let them get streaks either, because streaks and hardpoint raid are definitely a big concern. So they are going to be just rotating off this one, looking to go in next, but they're going to be trailing by about 40 here already, which is very, very tough considering how much of a dominant game they had earlier. They're really having a tough time getting these lineups, and you can just tell that they're not as comfortable on this map. It's very, very obvious in my eyes.
Yeah, I definitely think for them, the Miami pick was more important than getting this one. I think they're comfortable on the hardpoint mode, so they said, okay, we'll give up the map pick. We'll try and get this S&D Miami so we're more comfortable on it. And Priestley going to find one with the pistol. Not going to find a second, though. Revan will be able to escape here, keeping these streaks alive for the moment. Still staying alive. Going to lie down here. Can Priestley find him? No, he's not going to get him, but he will be cleaned up by the teammate there, Sauce. Going to get him and stop the streaks in their tracks.
Yeah, Brandon, nice little swing around there. Going to clean up that player on site. St. Clair will even up this scoreline here a little bit now. But it's still very, very close of a game. And this is honestly anybody's to win. Something a lot that we didn't see in that last one. So next hardpoint is going to be heading here over towards mid. The spawns are pretty even here right now. As long as St. Clair wants to stay on this side of the map the whole game, to be completely honest. This is where you want to play off of every single hardpoint you're on, except for that little one that's in the garage. Anything other than that, I mean, you want to stay on this side, especially at this point in game, because you go from this hardpoint back to the statue and then back to kitchen. St. Clair would have spawns for all of those if they can stay on this side.
Very important to keep those consistent for them. No break yet for ODU on these last 2 hardpoints. They haven't really been able to get any kind of foothold. Haven't been able to take advantage of, but 2 quick picks for ODU does mean pressure going to come in mid. Oh! Going to find 1, going to find 2, looking for a 3rd here. Revan going to hop on point, going to try and find him. Not going to get the kill, though. Good job to take Sauce off point there, and they will claim it back. Finally breaking St. Clair out of this one, but they're going to get 2 more kills, and they're going to claim it back right away.
Great stuff, and they also do get Noodles tagged down to one shot, essentially, and forced to fall off the gunfight. Never mind! Gonna get shot down by the Diamati. Like, a beautiful shots from Brandon. Those are really hard to get. Like, sometimes you look at shots in COD, you're like, okay, that's a nice shot. But you don't realize that the people are doing it with analog sticks rather than the mouse and key, right? So, big stuff there from the Saints. They are going to take a 30-point lead here now in this matchup, and that's exactly what they needed. But spawns are actually going to get flipped on the Saints here now, and they're not going to be on that good side that they really want.
Not in their favor, but they can definitely still fight back. Still have a decent lead here. Nobody on the hard point just yet. That looks like ODU finally going to start claiming it. Love getting a pick onto Priestley as well. Brandon going to trade it back with a nice nade.
Oh my god.
Onto point, but so much pressure being put down behind this van. Still staying alive somehow, though. I don't know how. We'll hold this contest, and St. Clair going to claim this one back.
Oh yeah, Infamous is going to be tagged down to essentially 1 HP too. St. Clair going to just be trying to extend their lead here a little bit more. As much time as you can hold in this hard point is good here for the Saints. It will get finally contested. Big gunfight on the hard point, and Brandon will win that one. Noodles there as well, tagged down a little bit. Sauce, he's got a big role here playing on this point.
See, I definitely think for me, I'm seeing Revan here not playing as aggressive as he was earlier. He's trying to keep streaks alive for himself, and it's costing them objective points because if you can't play aggressive and go for these picks on the points, you can't really take advantage of it. So that's why St. Clair opened up a 30-point lead now for themselves. Revan did end up going down, though, so he lost his streaks, and for all the quiet play that he's making, it means that he's costing St. Clair a lot.
ODU is also playing a lot slower right now because they don't want to give up these spawns at all. But they honestly might have, because Sauce is in kitchen here right now. You have other players on the back line, and I think you might have given up the spawns at the worst time. Like, I mean, you could have been aggressive this whole time with no concern, but now all that passiveness that you were talking about comes up for what? Nothing. I mean, St. Clair has this whole hold here now, and they have spawns, and they have this lead. I mean, this is looking devastating for ODU. St. Clair might be able to just clean it up here now going forward. It's looking so far so good for them.
They have been able to clear mostly off this point. These last 3 objectives have been so heavily in St. Clair's favor. Objective time has been working towards them. Looks like they will finally break St. Clair out of this hard point. Will start to claim some points back for themselves, but St. Clair now the 50-point lead have definitely taken advantage.
St. Clair's rotating. St. Clair's going to rotate towards this car garage, and it is going to be a big fight over here between these players. Love and Noodles it is. Love going to go down. Raven goes down. Now Noodles the player to watch, but Sauce going to clean up the kill. And this is going to be full hardpoint control here for the Saints on the rotation. It's going to provide them a little bit more of a lead here. So it's at a 30-point lead, and they're looking to extend it more here with the initial break onto this one. They cannot allow ODU to come through and find this hardpoint.
They have 4 rushing through mid here. Going to try and walk together to this point here. Brandon going to go down here to Revan, so will be initial pick here. But they're holding Garage pretty well so far. And they have Gorilla just sitting back here, getting as many points as he can before they break on this point.
Yeah, Sauce and Priestley will each find these frags. Infamous going to go down there, and now it is going to be the side of Brandon finding Nevermind in that corridor. It's going to be a 50, 60-point lead for the Saints, and this might be chalking it up for ODU unless they can get a crazy comeback here in this series.
We saw it happen against INCC. St. Clair able to claw it back from a 80-point deficit, able to come back. Never mind, finding 2 picks of his own here. Spawn will be rotating off of this one here. Don't think they won't have time to get it on this hard point, but they only are going to need a couple of seconds on the next one to be able to claim it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. ODU is going to need like 2 full hard points to win it out here. Maybe even 3. And that's such a concern here now because St. Clair's, 17 seconds away from closing out this game. It's going to be very, very difficult, especially when Sauce is really starting to heat up in this game. He's 28 and 16 right now.
Doing it so
with
well.
Over a minute on hill too.
We see 27-11 for Revan here, finally starting to get some kills through. Was struggling a bit in that mid game, but will be able to get something through here. But Priestley going to shut him down here. 2 picks there, but Noodles going to clean up Priestley and Sauce. So a lot of objective time going towards ODU here, able to take advantage of the favorable spawn they got. But once this point rotates, I think this one, middle one, is going to be a lot more heavily contested, and St. Clair are going to try and take advantage of it.
Yeah, but this middle hard point is always a little bit sketchy, so we'll see how it goes. They could at least want to get a contest on this one, at least get them, stop them from getting that 200-point marker, because you'd really just want to, keep your lead in yourself here a little bit, especially going into mid. It's an absolute blood battle in there. You do see the St. Clair already ready for some rotations. They will fully give up on that last one. ODU going to finish at right around 200 points after that hard point, and it's going to be up to St. Clair to play the defense here now on this one, and it's so far so good as they get those first initial picks. It's going to allow St. Clair to take their scoreline up to 240. One more push ready to come through from ODU.
This is their last gasp. Can they claim it? No, they cannot. Sauce, Priestley, and Gorilla going to get picks of their own, and that's going to be it. St. Clair going to move on in the losers bracket, going to take down Old Dominion, going to find their next opponent sometime soon, and going to redeem themselves after a loss there in the uppers. thankfully they're moving on. We're going to see him tomorrow.
Gotta give props to where it's due. Old Dominion really stepped up their hard point in between maps 1 and 4 there. You can definitely see it. They looked a lot better on this raid one, when the Saints honestly looked a lot worse. I'm going to have to be brutally honest. They looked a lot worse on this raid control here, or raid hard point. And, yeah, we're going to see St. Clair clean up the series 3-1. That's the thing. If the Saints are winning the series, you're mainly going to see them win it 3-1 or 3-0 because it is gets a little bit scary after that. So it is now going to wrap this one up. St. Clair Saints are going to advance to loser semifinals, and they will advance into the top 6 here now of these playoffs actually getting played out here. And so very, very exciting stuff. This is your closest time to win a national championship. I've said it over and over and over. And I think that you're going to expect a lot from the Saints here going to tomorrow. We have a big day tomorrow as well with some more NACE Star League action. I believe those are all on the NACE channel, though. Nothing should be on Saints Gaming here tomorrow. But a lot of finals games coming through with Rocket League and the Call of Duty team both still in it. I believe if Rocket League's still in it. I'm not exactly sure what is going on with the Rocket League team because we were just focusing COD, but I'm going to get some word from production in just a minute. But with that being said, no Rocket League. Rocket League did drop there in that game. Then I guess that... Wow, they lost 4-2 to the Indiana Hoosiers. Okay. So it's going to be all COD, man. It's the old COD's the only NACE team left for the St. Clair Saints. And it's going to be them in the top 6 positioning. So they're looking good, right? I think they're top 6. It's either top 6 or top 4. But it's definitely top.
Be top 6 because you got 2, or no, they lost
top 4. It's top 4. They're top 4 now. So they've made their way into a slim pickings pool of players here now and teams. So top 4. I mean, you win one, you go top 3. You win another, you go top 2. It's all up to the Saints here to see what they can do in NACE Star League playoffs. Those are going to continue tomorrow. I believe the first one's going to be on the NACE channel around 1.
12, I think, is start
12.
time.
12. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, NACE channel around 12 if you guys want to stay updated on the Saints. Saints Gaming CA on all socials if you guys want to. Stay tuned as well. But we're inches away from winning a championship here, St. Clair Saints. I mean,
we feel it. They can feel it.
You can taste it. You can see it. You can feel it. I mean, everything, all the senses there are going to be there. So yeah, St. Clair playing phenomenally there. Things are a little bit sketchy every now and then, but they did a very, very good job nonetheless. Very happy there for them in that regard. Now, going forward here, I think that I don't sure what titles we even still have kind of here going right now.
I know League is NACC is still running, and we got a lot of R6 is still going.
Yeah, so we still have R6, and then we have NACC, Valorant, and League still in action. Then the R6, I believe, is the NGC, or it's the Face League. It's one of the 2 leagues, but either or, we've got a little bit of games. We're slowly dwindling out towards this Christmas break here, though, so get the Christmas music going, John. Like, I mean, we're trying to tell Dan to put the pre-game starting soon music and just vibing. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
It did snow. It was snowing today earlier.
I know, it was middle of the day.
It started up.
Anyways, guys, that is going to slowly wrap us up here for this evening. St. Clair, once again, having a very good day here so far in Rocket League and COD. They've won pretty much majority of their games. St. Clair, Call of Duty drops 1, and the Rocket League team both dropped 1 today. Other than that, it's going to be all business here. And with that being said, I think we're going to give a little shout out to our sponsors and our merch here one more time before we head out for the day. But what a day, John.
It's been a good day. Can't forget about the sponsors, though. We got to thank Crunchyroll, our newest sponsor here at St. Clair. You can get a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/Saints. Essentially, Netflix of NA. Go check them out. We love them. They've sponsored us, and they've allowed us to do this broadcast, and it's great to have them on board. Want to thank our other sponsors as well. We got Subway, we got Timmy's, we got the SRC, we got the Zekelman School of Business, and we got the St. Clair Alumni Association.
Oh, the alumni. Yes, for
Can't
sure.
Forget about them.
Very, very appreciative of, once again, for all of our sponsors and our viewers coming in and tuning in, supporting the broadcast. And then finally, this nice merch. If you guys want to get some jackets here, you guys can do those. Or the masks, or the t-shirts, or the jerseys, or the sweaters. All that going to be at acquire.ca/Saints. It's very comfy, very nice looking, pretty affordable, and it's a great way to rep your St. Clair Saints or Saints Gaming here over at St. Clair College. All of it very, very nice. Once again, acquire.ca/Saints if you're interested in getting some of our apparel/merchandise. And that is going to be signing us off here for the day. John, you got any final words for us?
I really hope that St. Clair can move on in this bracket. I think the only team that really stands in the way for COD is ICC. I think ICC had a really good showing. And before we go, I want to talk about the fact that Apocalypse was picked against St. Clair when that was their secret map, right? Which was pretty funny to watch. So I think going into...
And they almost lost it. It was really scary.
It was really close. So like going into... Because we're thinking about ahead, right? Because St. Clair has just been so dominant on their respawns against everyone else. I think that is most likely going to be the finals. I want to see St. Clair pull out something surprising against them, or at least improve the S&D so they have a good chance.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I don't know if we'll see any lag last-minute scrims come through here from the Saints here
Maybe.
tonight. We'll see, but a lot on the line, like I was saying. So stay tuned. NACE channel tomorrow, guys, 12 p.m. Stay tuned to the Saints Gaming socials as well. That being said, I know myself and John both going to be following the Call of Duty team for all of tomorrow.
yeah,
So
big time.
stay tuned, guys. Stay posted on all of our socials, and thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John, Billabangs, Wadima. You guys are watching St. Clair Saints, Call of Duty, or NACE Star League playoff action in general. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys all on the next one.
Has this ever happened to you? You tune in to watch Saints Gaming compete at your favorite title, but you end up missing it. Scrolling through Twitter to find results is just such a chore, and it looks like there's no easy way to find out everything you've missed. Luckily, there's a solution. Hi, Millie Bays here, and I'd like to introduce you to St. Clair's Bird's Eye View, the #1 show to keep up with everything about Saints Gaming. Get weekly recaps, see great highlights, hear exclusive interviews with players and staff, and so much more. That's Bird's Eye View, available in podcast or video form at a website near you.